Welcome back to more Hat in Time. Last time we finished off the main story of Subcon Forest, but we still have a lot to do. We have 3 more timepieces in addition to all the optional collecting that we could do. So we're gonna start off with the time rifts. This is our first time rift of Subcon Forest. It is the village. Hat Kid has a cookie. I think I said that before. So this one obviously assumes you have the Dweller's Mask if you just look at it, but even if you don't, you can actually still have decent results here because they do actually give you a lot of bells to work with. I am not grabbing onto any of those. Okay, for some reason the wall running is being a little weird, and I think it's because these platforms are moving. Oh well, got through there. Now we have collapsing platforms, so I haven't actually made note of the fact that these are collapsing. So there you go. These will fall when you step on them. That was me not paying enough attention. You have to actually dash there, because it's a little bit too far to make with double jump. You can also just be on the safe side and just, you know, dash jump cancel all of these, which is not a bad idea. Again, spinning blocks just immediately make everyone think of Sunshine, and I'm one of those people who think Mario Sunshine. Got a clock tower in the background, a couple actually. Big ramp. More folly platforms. And a little final stretch. Yeah, it seems you also have done the, oh shoot. I did not have the mask equipped, that was my own fault there. They assume you have the hook shot, but I'm pretty sure this is the one that gets unlocked for having the hook shot. So, there's no fear of you not having it, in other words. By the way, if you use the green twice, it will actually cancel out one of them. So like, if you hit the bell and then use the Dweller's Mask, like I'll demonstrate here, it actually acts like you haven't used it. So keep that in mind. Not too bad though. Most of the time rifts are actually pretty straightforward, which is cool. Few of them are a little bit tough, but for the most part these are pretty easy. That's the Link color there. Dweller's Mask, not really a fan of any of the alts. Got one anyway. All of the Dweller's Mask alts are based on the masks worn by the various Subcon Forest villagers, so that's kind of a nice little detail, but I just visually prefer the little fox mask. So I'm actually switching back to that. Now we gotta kick back out, so we have to go back in. Again, this is more Mario rules, not so much like Banjo rules, where you can just keep going in the world. And I kind of prefer Banjo rules, having played that recently. My first playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie was like 2015, I want to say. So it's actually recent, and I still haven't even touched 2 yet at all. Because too many games. But I really want to get around to Banjo-Tooie soon, and then eventually start ukulele as well. Because I actually own ukulele, but I have not played it. By the way, Queen Vanessa's Manor puts you right where the next time rift is, as you saw. But I made this. Oh, I made a slight detour to try to get this piece of yarn because we need like 20 something for the next hat. How many do we have? 10. So we need like 14 to 18 more. But yeah, this is like right near the bridge, so definitely a good place to go if you want to get this time rift. This one's easier, I think. Yeah, it's the same picture for all of them, so same graphic. This one introduces a new gimmick, and that is falling platforms. Red means it'll fall. It's not, like, difficult, and I think I'm spoiled by this game. Like, I don't know if I could ever go back and play some games like Sunshine's, like, secret levels and actually do well. Because even not using a ton of abilities, Hat Kid's still pretty proficient at getting around. She has no problems navigating most things, even when you're not spamming hat abilities. Or badges, for example. Like there's a badge that makes it so you don't bonk on walls if you dash towards them, or dive towards them. It's technically a dive more than a dash, so I should probably call it what it is. I love the graphic for the timepieces. I haven't actually brought attention to this, but the fact that it kind of distorts time around it, but you can also see it really clearly from a distance. It's just a really good visual touch, and I forgot to jump there. So that was my bad, not the game. Because you kind of have to move quickly on these. So again, very Mario, you gotta swing into it or just jump into it. It synced up pretty well time-wise, so I managed to get it pretty easily. But we got another slot here. I actually like this color, so I'm just gonna take this one and not, you know, mess with any of the other stuff. Because normally I get this early game. This is not early game, we're halfway through. So I'm a little bit perplexed by why I haven't gotten this one sooner, but hey, we got it now. Yeah, but I used this costume for most of the game on my first playthrough. And just as a fun fact. And one more trip to Subcon, unless we do another video of free roam, which I may not do because, just to keep the pace of the project going a little bit better. But I would actually like to clean out the forest to the best of my abilities, so there may be one more video before we go back to chapter 2, or we may do that later.
Why, hello there. You look new around here.
So the Nooses are actually kind of evil. They'll actually like make strangely like threatening comments for Hat Girl, which is again a part of this game that's actually like super kind of messed up and dark, but for kids. And again, I do wonder how much of this humor kids would actually take offense to. Sometimes, you know, not being a kid, obviously, when I first played this, but I can see this game actually being kind of creepy for a kid. You know, like the Owl Express is actually kind of terrifying if you don't know the owl is actually not dead. But, you know, that obviously takes away some of the tension of it. Yarn, you don't really need a ton of like the Rift tokens. By the way, if you're wondering about, you know, completion, I think I soft locked it. So I'm legitimately stuck here. Back to hub. That was weird. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. I couldn't use the hat, is the thing. If I could use the Dweller's hat again, Dweller's mask again, it wouldn't have been a problem. And actually, people suggest that this is why you can use the Dweller's mask in, Queen Vanessa's Manor, because they're like, oh, don't use hat abilities. Well, it's technically not a hat, it's a mask, so loophole. But also just, it's cool, because it's the mask for the area, and it also helps you get a little bit more lore, more insight, because you can, you know, there's a diary entry about, like, oh, I can't just keep them locked in the cellar, and then you can see there's clearly an imprint in the cellar that's totally not ominous at all. People note that the general design of the imprint and also some other things that we'll be seeing shortly sort of imply that a cancelled character was the prince that was mentioned in Queen Vanessa's diaries, but that the identity of the prince was actually changed in the final version because they cut out one character. But I'll talk about that more once we get through this next time rift, which is actually a new mechanic that we haven't talked about yet. So we've done the blue time rifts quite extensively, but this is our first purple time rift. Now you're supposed to obviously do the Mafia Town one first, because that's where you get the Burger Relic early on, and they explain it there. But this is bad hit detection. No, this is the first one we're tackling just for the sake of flow of the project. Again, I kind of wanted to do all the Mafia Town regular not hourglass timepieces before even worrying about the purple time rift, and the same goes for this. I just wanted to do all the regular story chapters, and this is actually the first chapter we can do all the way through, so this ends up being our first example. So the purple time rifts are actually modeled after sort of like memories and things from the various locals that inhabit this world. So in this case, it's very Subcon Forest. This is the on fire part. We have these little comic pages that are a special collectible, and I'm bad at platforming, as you can see. You also have another mechanic called the Rift Pawns, which you need Rift Pawns to access later sections, which we'll actually get into more in a little bit. Again, it's like, because I'm not doing the Mafia Town one first, I have to actually explain it myself, which I would have done that anyway, probably. But yeah, we're gonna try to get all the comic pages and show the comic at the end, but also no guarantees, because I always mess up the one of In Battle with Birds. For some reason, I can never remember where they are in that chapter. I also don't know how to get up here. It's being really finicky. That's an invisible wall. Yay, unintentional fix. Okay, cool. Navigating all these. Got Wrecking Ball for some reason. These little flying enemies also have stuff. This is our like end goal. That little thing, and those need rift pawns to open. So we need to actually have a certain amount of rift pawns to open them up. I think I got them all. I want to say there are 4 here, but I'm actually thinking there might be 5 here, and I might be screwed if I did not find number 5. So yeah, you need a certain amount of rift pawns to access the next floor, so the helpful part is they carry over. So, in theory, if you actually get like every rift pawn in a section, you can actually save yourself time later on, because you don't have to get as many, and I'm actually doing this very deliberately in this part because there's a really jerky section coming up, so I'm gonna try to minimize how much I have to do there. I think we're on target, I'm pretty sure. I know where the last 2 are. One is, I'm pretty sure, in this area, and then one in the second to last section. These are falling towers. Again, this is where if you want to get extra rift pawns before this, I would highly recommend doing so, because it's a lot more finicky doing this when you're on collapsing platforms. Obviously, we need 5 to get through here, and conveniently, lo and behold, there. Oh shoot! The jump was weird for some reason. It was not working like it's supposed to. Like, I couldn't wall run up that efficiently. I wonder if I can make that. I'm gonna try it, since I have enough. This just creates the awkward dilemma of, oh, we, like, have no health, and if you die, you have to go do everything over again. So we're gonna tread a little bit lightly in this section, because I don't want to do all this over again. Not gonna lie. So I gotta bait this guy down. Grab this. So we're good to go for completing this, but we need to actually get the last comic page first, which is down here in this little secret nook. It's a large heavy book titled Proof of Ethical Consumption Under Capitalism. The pages are all blank. Hey, social commentary. Not something you'd expect in a game called A Hat in Time. How do I get out of here? It's kind of a tight jump. I screwed up, dang it. So if you die in these sections, you have to do it all over again. So that's a slightly unfortunate part of the time rifts. But I got all the pages at least, so I can at least cut to the end. So be right back. And we are back. I managed to get all the comic pages again. Didn't take very long since I knew where they all were. So let's finish this off. Yep, we died in the very last room that could actually kill us. That's just typical, isn't it? I am actually grateful though that most people who watch my videos don't give me a hard time of being, you know, honestly not that good a lot of the times. Like, I make a lot of mistakes because I don't split my attention well, so I'm actually glad I normally don't get like harsh comments like, wow, you're terrible at this game, even though I'm playing really terrible. But this is the tale of Queen Vanessa. So she falls in love with the prince, gets jealous of him having a tutor, then basically is heartbroken and has him locked up and in the cellar, and then she turns evil, like full evil. So the speculation is the prince is actually like Snatcher because of the eyes, similar look. But it's largely speculated that this was originally going to be a character who was cut from the game, I think called Moonjumper, because of his outfit looking fairly similar to the beta footage featuring that character. Yes, the purple time rifts basically give you context for that world, which is why I want to save them for the very last thing we do in each world. Which is, again, unfortunate in the case of Mafia Town that ends up being really late game because we have to do everything else first. But we come full circle effectively because we have to do everything and then go back to Mafia Town at the very end of the game. Got a little Christmas hat now. It still has the ears, so I wish it kind of changed to reflect the statue would change to reflect that, but it doesn't. Oh well. But in any case, that's gonna be it for now. So I've decided we are gonna spend some more time in the forest, so thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Hat in Time.